Echo, close the shades. I like it. In a home theater, the lighting is critical. And when I say lighting, I'm not talking about artificial lighting. I'm talking about sunlight. You don't want glare on your TV screen. And if you have a projector, it's even more important because ambient light coming in washes out the picture. And so you have got to have a light controlled room. Must have. I'm building a home theater here in this little room. So I'm going to have a tiny home theater, a tiny Atmos home theater. Unfortunately, in this room, there is a massive window on the back wall directly behind or opposite of my TV screen. The challenge is, how do I control the light from that window? Now, if I'm watching a movie at 10 o'clock at night, no problem, no sun. But what about at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Well, I have found the perfect solution for controlling the light. Now, these window shades are from a company called Allesin, Allesin. Now, full disclosure, this company reached out to me actually a couple months prior to me even having the idea of building this theater. And they said, hey, we make blackout window shades, smart, automated blackout window shades. Would you be interested in reviewing our product? And when I first got the email, I wasn't interested because I have a fully light controlled home theater in my basement, as you all know. And so I had no need for blackout shades. Fast forward a couple months, I do have a need. So I reached out to them, I responded, and I said, yes, actually, this is something that interests me. And so they sent me the shades in exchange for doing this review and sharing them with all of you. So thank you to Allesin, the window shade company, for providing these to me. So what do they do and how well do they do it? Well, first and foremost, they are blackout window shades. That's what they do. Now, there's so many things about the process for ordering these shades and selecting the right ones that makes it so easy. They go by step. They ask you all the questions as far as like what type of window you have, whether you want the shades to set inside of the window area, I guess what you want to say, or if you want them to be set on the outside so they cover that way. I decided to go with an inset because I've already got curtains that kind of set on the outside of the window, and so that's why I did that. But I think if you did shades that set on the outside of the window and fully cover everything, I think the ring of light that you get around the edge of the shades might be decreased, possibly. It's actually not as big of a deal as it looks on camera. And so my camera picks up the light very, very well. So it's actually not as bright around the edge of the shade in real life as it looks on camera, ironically. But anyways, you go through the process of selecting what shades you want, what type of remote you want. They have so many options. You can have one remote that controls 15 different shades. They have smart shades, obviously, so that you can control them not only with a remote, but also through an app on your phone. You can also do, as you saw earlier, you can control them with your voice through Amazon or Google Smart Home. So this is a fantastic setup. It's really convenient. And I will say, installing them, this is pretty rare. Installing them was so much easier than I even thought they would be. It was so easy. It was literally just 3 little brackets that you just screw the 3 brackets in, and then the shades just click on there. It was so easy. And when you take the measurements for your window to send to them, they're custom built. So you measure the width and the height of your windows down to 1/8 of an inch. And they nailed it. I mean, they got those tolerances very, very tight. I'm very impressed with that. Now, here's the thing. You actually, the control of these shades goes beyond just a remote or an app or voice control. You can also schedule them. So say you're out of town and you want your windows open during the day, you want to close them at night, you can set up a schedule where they're automated. And so it's kind of a security measure. So that's really fantastic. Now the big question, how well do they block sunlight? And I will say I'm actually kind of shocked at how well they block the light. When I first got them, when I pulled them out of the packaging, which by the way, they were packaged very well, very, very well packaged. So they arrived in perfect condition. I looked at the shade, it was compressed when I got it, obviously, and I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty light. Like sunlight's probably going to come through that. I was skeptical. I installed them, I lowered them for the first time, and I was blown away. I'm like, wow, these things really do, like no sunlight, zero sunlight actually comes through the shade. The only tiny little bit of light that you're getting is just through that gap around where the shade and the wall meet. But I think there are things you could do. Like you could put, like if you wanted to, you could put maybe like some black weather stripping on around your window perimeter to block that out. If that bothered you, it doesn't bother me. I mean, as you can see on the videos, like this is the middle of the day. This is a south-facing window. The sunlight is literally coming directly, the sun. I mean, I can see the sun as I'm looking out the window. And the amount of light that actually gets through, it's almost none. It's incredible. It really is incredible. Now, how are they powered? If you have a question about that, I'm sure you do. I thought when I ordered them that these shades had to be plugged in to power them. And I was fine with that. I was like, oh, that's fine. You can run just a little cord up the wall and just have it plugged in at the top. Not the case. They actually have a lithium battery inside and you can charge it over USB-C. And so you just charge them up and they work. Like you don't have to keep them plugged in all the time. Now, how many times can you go up and down with them on a single charge? I don't know. I haven't had them long enough to try that out. But I mean, even if you only had to, even if you had to charge them, every few days, if you're really going up and down with them that much, it's super easy. You can charge them using just a regular USB brick plugged into the wall. It comes with a 6-foot long USB-C cable. You just plug them in. I think I left it plugged in for maybe an hour initially, and it got it fully charged up. I don't know how much charge was in them initially, but that's it's not a big deal. Like you can just plug that in and they get them charged up. Now, another way that they have as an option to keep them charged is they actually have a solar charger. So I think, I don't have the solar charger, but my understanding is that you could leave that plugged in all the time and just have it tucked up in there and it would just keep it charged all the time, which is super cool. So yeah, a lot of options with that. Now, I mentioned how easy it is to install them. The only hiccups I ran into was programming, not the remote. So the remote, that one was easy. But then you also, once you have the remote set up, then it comes with like a USB-C, or not a USB-C, a USB dongle that is that works as the intermediary for the voice control and the app control. Pairing that up with the remote, that took a little bit of messing around with because it should be pretty straightforward. You open up the remote, you take a little screw out of the back, you open up the remote, and then there's some buttons inside the remote. You press one of those buttons twice, and then you press a button on the USB dongle once, and then it pairs. And I had to try that 5 or 6 times for it to finally do it correctly. So it just took some persistence, and I'm not exactly sure what I did on the 6th time that made it work. Maybe I hit them like evenly, like bop, bop, bop. It seems like that may have been the trick. I'm not sure. But anyways, if you get these and you're having difficulty with that, just keep persisting and eventually they will work. And then pairing it up with, once I had that done, pairing it up with the Amazon Smart Dot. I won't say the name because I don't want to wake it up. That was beyond easy. You download the app for these smart shades, and then you say add it to Amazon, or the other word, and then it opens up your Amazon app and paired, done. And then you just say Amazon, lower the shades, and it does it. And it's it's really, really cool. And so you can control them from your chair. You don't even have to get up. What a time to be alive that we have these levels of automation and convenience. It's stunning to me. So yeah, in summary, I am beyond pleased with these shades. They are fantastic. If you are in the market for blackout shades, I highly recommend you check these out. I will have a link in the description so you can go to their website and check them out. I know they do occasionally run sales, but even without the sales, they're still very reasonably priced. Yeah, this is a great solution for any home theater person. Check them out, and thanks for watching.